Hi guys, how's it going guys? Hi replay viewers, how are you doing? I tried to fix my lighting setup down here and it's still not exactly what I would like it to be. Hi guys, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? So today, on our weekly Wednesday curriculum chat, I'm going to be talking about the story of the world. So for those of you who are not hi there, how's it going? For those of you who are not aware of what the story of the world is, it's a social studies curriculum that is all about our history, human history, and the history of the world. It comes in four different books. We start with the ancient times, we move on, and we go into our early modern times, we end with the modern age. Does it have all four of them? This book is very well loved. This is the curriculum that we use for our social studies. So yeah, it's very, 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 very well loved. Right, modern times. There we go. So those are the ones that they have. They start with volume 1 is this one, ancient times, and then the medieval world, the modern times, and they have like these ones as well, right? Medieval world. This is cool. It's very cool. So the way that this curriculum works is you, first of all, I'm really gonna have to fix this writing. There's an introduction, talks about what happened, and then let's talk about like the very first chapter. We'll use the first chapter as an example. So we have this little conversation about a story about how the world kind of started, right? So in the middle of the nomads camp, the fire is still burning from the night before, and then they personalize it. So Tarek's uncle and some of the other adults have taken turns staying up through the night, watching the fire and keep it burning. They hear a wildcat screaming in the night and wanted to keep it away from the fire. And then they talk about, you know, how the first nomads became farmers, and then they show different ways. And they show here too. Here's like a map where they're showing. You hear the elephants upstairs. I asked my husband to keep the kids a little bit quiet so that I could do this, and he is helping me by allowing them to be elephants. So here we go. Egyptians lived on the Nile River. Talks about the two kingdoms of ancient Egypt. Has the map. Talks about little pictures, right? And then there's even the stories, like the stories. My Halloween nails are still there. So, and then this has all, like, this is a story, like a myth. So they have lots of those in here as well. So, and here we go into the first writing, and then making mummies. Here's a pharaoh, right? Then we come up here, Assyrians, right? So they talk about the whole world, like not just Western civilization or how we would usually talk about maybe Europe. Right? It goes into India, it goes into China, it goes into the whole world, and how the whole world came from here. See, just here we go. That's not focusing for you. So it says the Far East, ancient China, and it talks about that as well. So you're not just learning about the things that you would regularly learn about. Of course, Egypt is important, but we talk about all different. So here we go into the Israelites leave Egypt, and they talk about, they do have religious topics in here. However, they're put in such a way that it's just knowledge. It's just a story, and it goes together, and it's just a part of our history. So they keep that in there. They do talk about the religions later in the bigger books, but they just see how even this, like the story of Moses, is in that double-sided the lines to say that it's a story, right? And then we come here from here, right? So this is neat so that the kids can all learn it. Okay, so once they read the story, here's Alexander the Great. So we're going into Greek. And as it goes, like each one of these is done, not necessarily, it's not like grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4. It's all the grades. This is a multi-age curriculum. You can use it from grade 1 all the way to grade 12. It's that good. My light's falling down. I'm just gonna move it. Okay, so here is volume 3, and here we kind of go into Japan, right? The Middle East, the Persian people, English in India when they went over there. I'll skip that part. What's this one? Marie Antoinette is this one. So like I say, it goes through our entire history, right? And it even comes into the modern age. So it talks about how Victoria's Empire to the end of the USSR, right? So they do need to update it a little bit more for next, like what we're going through right now. But, and if you see, let's see what they have in here as well. I haven't gotten to this book yet. So, Kings, Long March, Roosevelt, right? So it is the history of the world. So after a child reads a chapter, then you have these big activity books. Now, what a couple of my friends have done is they have taken this to a bookbinder and they've taken off the bindings and gone and threaded them with the coil binders and actually separated them into the different, the different chapters. So the way that this works is you will, let's pick a chapter and I'll show you exactly. Okay, so chapter 10. It's called Far East Ancient China. So first of all, you can use the encyclopedia. It gives you cross-references for your encyclopedia. You can use Usborne. They have Usborne here. They have Kingfisher. And then these are the review questions. So you get your child to write out these questions and answer them, right? And then it says the Chinese people live between the rivers, and then see it has all these questions, right? And then after that, they have a narration exercise. So your child is supposed to tell you in their own words how the empress discovered silk, right? And this is what they say, an acceptable narration would be this. So then here's the review questions. So then they have all these questions that they would answer, right? And the little answers beside it. The answers are the italics. The narration exercise, right? Because there was more in this chapter. Here's review questions about the farming, right? So here we go, there's some here. Then more narration, another narration one. And okay, so here's additional history reading. So it gives you all these different books that you can get at the library. So if you go before your child does this chapter, you could go to the library and pick out all these books or books like this. And then these are the additional history readings. So other things that would support what you just learned. And then this one, this talks about the corresponding literature suggestions. So then you would get these ones as well. These ones are stories and these ones are facts, right? So, and then they have map work, and I'll show you where the maps are, right? It says page 31. And then a coloring page is on page 32, and I'll show you those at the end. And then here's some projects. So make a Ming bowl, right? And it says this is how you're going to do this, right? And it tells you your directions. And then writing project made your own pictograms. And then that. Now, there is another book called Tests. So you can also get tests for that as well. So that would be for a little bit older. But if we were to go back to, let's say, one of the Egypt ones. Where's the Egypt ones? There was one where you can actually make, first writing, you can make Old Kingdom. Here, this one's amazing. So this one is in Egypt, and it is activity project, make a chicken mummy, which is so neat. So it gives you all the ingredients on how to make a chicken mummy. So you actually take the chicken and you make a mummy, and you can show how exactly the ancient Egyptians would mummify people and animals, right? Because they also did that with their cats and dogs. So, and see, it goes right through. And I actually had a friend of mine that did this, and it works. So you could go and you could make the mummy, and then you could make like a sarcophagus, and you could have your child make a shoebox sarcophagus, and you could direct it like that, and then Let's see, they even have like the little canopic jars, right? So that's really cool. Like you could really go really far with this curriculum. So if we go to the back of the book, it shows that, because this is a multi-aged one, I'm gonna have to get something to hold this up. In my next scope, I promise I'm gonna have like a thing. So they have like coloring pages for your young ones, right? And then this one kind of shows you how you can do like knots, right? So this is for a little bit older, right? And this is under the Alexander the Great one. And where's that other one? So this is still Alexander the Great. So, and then they have like the lighthouse. So this is like, my friend has gone and made it so that she could go and also just have the activities, like just the activity book. And this one is called what does it say? Make photocopies of this template. Use both to wrap around the potato chip can. So that's another little activity that they do. My fingers are getting stuck on this page. Okay, see, and then they have an Alexander the Great game. So do you see how this is all about Alexander the Great, and it's all about that one chapter? But then you can go and this is obviously not for a kindergarten child. This is for someone who can read, you know, a lot more. So, you know, that's it takes it up a level. And then, like I said before, they also have like the exam book that you can get, and that has a lot of questions in it for the older children. So, like, see, this whole thing, it's got so many things in it. It's just a great thing, Romulus and Remus, right? So it's got a great diversity for teaching all levels and all ages. So yeah, that is Story of the World, and I hope, do you guys have any questions about it at all? You can see my light reflecting. It's all reflecting in there. We do use this curriculum quite a bit. It's my favorite. Oh, there goes my light. It's my favorite one for social studies. We get a lot out of it. It's really fun. It's one of those ones that, you know, they even have for Story of the World. Here, maybe I'll go the other way. See my. Hi guys. Okay, so they also have the CDs that you can put in your car, and you can listen to the chapters when you're driving around, and if you don't want to sit down and do it. Hi! So that's a really great way of doing it as well. Like if your child isn't so into like reading the whole book, like you can sit down with them and read the book as well. But if you wanted just to do some homeschooling while you're driving, then that's an easy way. You just go and say, you know, get the CDs. It comes in a 4-pack, I believe, one for each of the books. And then you go and listen to it, and then come home, and then maybe get your child to reread the chapter, or you can read with them, and then do some of the activities that are in the book. I have been using this curriculum since grade 1, and my child's now in grade 5. And the cool thing is that, you know, you can go back and do it again and again and again and again and again. So because you can go and, you can go and, you know, build on what you learned before. So when my child was in grade 1 and we learned about ancient Egypt, well, what he took from that at that stage is not going to be the same as what he takes from it now in grade 5. So I find that you can use this over and over and over again. And since I'm teaching multi-levels with all the different kids in here, my 3 kids, right? I have a grade 5 student, a grade 2 student, and a kindergarten student, then they're not all, you know, they're getting something different from the same curriculum. And I love curriculums that are multi-age, multi-level, and especially with Story of the World, how it has all of the different activities in the back, and you can pick and choose, you know, and you can make it, you know, harder or more challenging for your older child, or less challenging for those younger ones, just so that they don't feel like they are, you know, that they still have that love of learning, that they're getting something out of it. I really like all of the things that they have in it. I mean, the map work is great. That's awesome. I'm in Canada. It's asking where am I from. I'm in Canada. You can make, like, there's one of these. This one here has, it's like, this is This is the early modern times, right? This, or which one is this one? Yeah, early modern times, right? So we just keep going, right? Like, and I love how it's every culture in our world. Me too. I really like curriculum that doesn't just focus on, you know, North America or North America and, you know, Europe and a little bit of Africa with Egypt, you know? Like I find with learning, with traditional learning, I guess, that the kids kind of just go halfway across the world and then they don't go really any farther. I mean, in grade 9, we did learn about Japan, but that was just, you know, one lesson. Look at this lighting. Oh, look at me. So, yeah, so if no one has any questions about Story of the World, I would really encourage you, if you're into homeschooling, to check it out. I love this curriculum. And if you are not a homeschooler, get it anyways. It's great to supplement that learning after. This can be your, even if you don't do the activity books, even if you just read the books themselves, they're written in such a way that they are, you know, accessible for everyone, that the kids will really learn something from them, which is great. And isn't that what you really want to do, right? You just want to find curriculum that your kids really enjoy and that is easy to understand, and that's definitely what Story of the World is like. It's so easy, it's not convoluted, it teaches it in a very child-led, obviously, way. And hello, this is my very first time on here. Hello, welcome. So it's definitely one of those ones that I just really like it. I've liked it for years, and every chapter just gets better and better. And I learned a lot too, stuff that I didn't know about the world and world history. You know, we learn in there. So, and you know, it's not like you can't just take this stuff and put it into more lessons, and you can, you know, I found all of those books, all the little books that they recommend, the literature. We learned so much from that. And some of the chapters actually have National Geographic links up as well. So you can go online to National Geographic and, you know, type it in and find the video that goes with it. One of the ones we did was the Egypt one, and it talked about like how the pyramids were built, and then we watched 2 different videos on how the pyramids were built and different theories on that as well. So to recap, I'm talking about the Story of the World curriculum, and it comes in these little books like this, and they are not that big. There are 4 of them, and they start from ancient civilization all the way to modern times, and they talk about, they do it in story form, and they also do it with every one of the myths is in there as well. They put them in between 2 lines so you know it's a myth. And then after you're done reading your chapter, you go to your activity book, which is a lot bigger, and it has questions and map work, and it has activities for you to do, it has crafts, it has everything that you could possibly want to learn in really easy to understand, easy to read chapters. So, my name is Alisha, and I blog at learningfrommykids.com, so if you have any questions or any curriculum that you'd like me to review or ask a homeschooler on Friday, just, hello, how's it going? Just send me a tweet or a PM. Hello from London. Hello from Canada. Or I guess Calgary. I'm in Calgary. I say Canada, but it's not just not in the whole country. I'm in a city. So yeah, thank you for joining me on my scope, and I shall see you guys again at 11 on Friday. Have a great day. And I always mess up on this, so you guys will get to see my finger.